Approved the legalization of recreational marijuana. What's next? A lot has to really fall into place before this law even takes effect next July.
The Oregon Liquor Control Commission is putting systems in place, and police are working on new ways to deal with the law. Our Tim Becker was with supporters when the law passed last night, and he followed up today to look into the legalization process. Tim.
Well, you know, there is a lot to do, and yes, the OLCC does plan to take a good long look at both Washington and Colorado, where marijuana is already legal, to avoid some of the problems they've had in those states. They tell me things will be different in Oregon, mainly because of how the law itself is written here. Once Measure 91 passed,
this is the best bill that has been drafted.
it set into motion people like Congressman Earl Blumenauer, along with officials at the OLCC.
We've been educating ourselves and monitoring this, but it is a new animal.
Chairman Rob Patridge tells me the OLCC's first order of business will be working up a budget and getting funding to implement Measure 91. They'll also reach out to local communities for input.
We want to hear about what they want to do from implementation standpoint, not only from we want to hear from local government, we want to hear from schools, we want to hear from the public safety community, but we also need to hear from growers and retailers.
Well, what are you going to do now to make sure that this thing is administered properly by the OLCC?
Well, we have a year in Oregon. The bill was written very well. In fact, some people are surprised that it's not legal tomorrow or the day after. It's going to be 18 months.
That's 18 months, roughly, till stores open with OLCC-issued licenses. Possessing, though, up to an ounce in public and 8 ounces at home becomes legal next July in Oregon. Until then, Portland police tell me little will change about how they deal with the drug, and that it's been a very low law enforcement priority for a very long time. They say they'll wait for guidance from the city attorney on what the new law means. And now that it's here,
are going to help us change the national policy.
It is up to the OLCC to efficiently create a revenue stream and prioritize public safety.
Protecting kids is very important. The edibles piece is hugely important. All those things, we've been able to see the sins of the past, and we're going to try and remedy what we do to do those.
Now, unlike Washington, Oregon already has a fairly well-established medical marijuana system. The OLCC tells me they're counting on that to give them a good jump start when it comes to setting up shop. This is, of course, a process that is just beginning to unfold, so we'll be sure to follow it closely and share any new information that we have. Live in Southeast Portland, Tim Becker, KOIN 6 News.